Hey everybody, it's Carla. Welcome to the Happy Bookmaker. I am going to be working on companion notebooks or companion journals. I guess they could be used for, at least one of them, for either function for our Lavender Bouquets junk journal that we just recently completed, and also France and Flowers Black Toile, which I completed a while ago. So when I did France and Flowers Red Toile, I did a little companion notebook. We called it Little Red because Red Toile was Big Red, and then for the little notebook I called it Little Red. So that junk journal went to South Korea, of all places. How cool is that? So if you're like me, when you buy fabric, for your crafts, I generally just will get a yard because it's easy. I don't have to think, I know I'll have some leftovers. And so a yard of this fabric got me, one whole junk journal and a whole bunch of scraps. So, I'm going to use them for something. And I thought, well, why not just go ahead and make these companions? And it was the same with the Lavender Bouquets. I have a lot of this left over. So what we're going to do is construct a smallish little journals that can be used just as a writing journal. This one in particular could be like a mini junk journal. It's not going to be beefy like the bigger one. The other one, Black Toile, I'm intending it to truly be just a little writing journal or a place to put a little notepad. So we're going to do two different kind of styles. So let's get started. So let's start with the Lavender Bouquets companion journal. I've got all of the materials laid out here. So what we're going to do, and I found this, I had already constructed this. I don't know why, I don't know when, but I was like, okay, cool, I'll use it. So what we're going to do is beef it up a little bit, wrap it in fabric. We're going to have kind of a cardstock inside, and then we are going to sew in. We're going to do sewn in signatures with the same embroidery thread as we did with the Lavender Bouquets junk journal. And then a lot of these, well, actually all of these printed pages, the ones that are printed, are from my friend Mateo's mixed media shop, his Etsy shop, and they're just beautiful, but they are all in lavender tones. I think I have 10 pages, so 5 will be printed and 5 will not be. If my math is correct, I could be off on that. I'll double check that. And I have printed them on some of my dyed papers, so I think this was like coffee, this was probably tea. I just do different kinds of dyes, and so for some of the lighter dyes, they work really well to print these kinds of things on. So that is what these are printed on. So let's first start with, we need to beef this up a little bit. So let's make some room here. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, let me grab my Fabri-Tac. I have a new one of these. This one is just about gone, so let's see what we can get out of this. And this is just, it's part of a seltzer box that I actually threw the box into the recycle last night. And I was thinking today, oh, I gotta have something to, kind of beef this up, and I pulled it out. So these are perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and put, the green side on the inside. It's not exactly the right size. So what I think I'm gonna do, I thought I might just leave it, I thought it would be okay, but I think I am gonna trim this off a little bit, which will mean trimming the paper as well, just a little bit, because I want it to be sturdier, and if this is left just one ply, I'm afraid it won't be as sturdy. So I'm gonna take care of that. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and glue them down and then trim, because why not? Okay. It doesn't go as far as the center, but that's okay, because we are going to have a little fabric insert here that is going to make this a little bit sturdier. Okay, that is nice. I got a lot of glue on there. That's going to hold it really nice. nicely. And I'm going to take this over to the paper trimmer, and because it will do thickness of some cardstock, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim that right off. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so I'm also going to put another strip of masking tape over this. It might not need it because we're going to do the fabric, but it, you know, it can't hurt. And just to give it a little more stability, I'm also going to lay down just a little squiggle of glue there. I mean, this is basically the same as constructing a regular size junk journal. It's just smaller, pretty much, you know. So it can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. Okay, how's my length on this? That ought to do. Just to give it a little bit more oomph. That is good. Okay. So I've already pre-cut my fabric. It's gonna be like this. So we're just gonna lay this down. And what I like to do with fabric is not, necessarily put glue all over this part, but just on the seams so that the glue doesn't come through the fabric. So I think that is the same thing I'm gonna do with this one. I just wanna make sure we're going the right way. Okay, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because this doesn't have a direction, but okay. So I'm gonna start by pulling up the corner, just like so. And that is gonna make for a nice, neat corner. And just pull this up. And that is that. And just the fabric on here has already made this so much more substantial. And you see, this is why, can you see like where the glue has kind of come through? That's why I don't like to put it on the front. Now there's gonna be paper over this, so that's gonna get covered and it might go away, but I'm just really careful about doing that. You can put it on a little bit and then just kind of smush it around so that you don't have big globs. I've done it that way too, and that works. But for this little guy, I think this is gonna work just fine. Okay, and the sides are a little easier because the corner's already done. So do you see how neat that looks? That just looks really, really neat. Okay, that looks great. Oh, this is so nice. So I'm gonna be doing an elastic band closure because I really like the functionality. I like the way it looks. And so we wanna do that before we put on this cardstock paper. And is that gonna look, yeah, that's gonna be good. And we are gonna also do our little strip of this. So this is gonna be pretty thick when it's all said and done. So let's go ahead and do this little thing. So that is gonna come in on the back side, which is this. And I'm gonna use the crocodile to punch holes for this. Now what I like to do is go from the outside in because it makes a nice clean hole going in, if that makes sense. The outside hole is always cleaner than what shows up on the inside. So that's the direction we're gonna go. So we want it to be, oh, I don't know, maybe an inch or so in, something like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come down and I'm gonna do it here. Okay. There's no decoration that's going to be on the front of these because they're meant to be small and compact. So the band can come in a little bit. Okay, let's punch. All right, okay. So this is what I mean. Do you see the difference between, the hole on the outside, the holes, and then the way it kind of looks kind of icky on the inside? Well, maybe icky's an overstatement, but you know what I mean. So now let's go ahead and get our elastic through. And just until I figure out how, you know, the length on this, I'm gonna do a paper clip to hold it. Sometimes it still will come out while I'm trying to figure it out, but try this, like that. And then we know that it's gonna have to come, it's gonna be going all the way around like so. Now we want it to, you know, be kind of snug because we want to hold it, but not too snug. And there are gonna be papers in here, so we have to allow for that too. So I think, yeah, I need to make the tail on this a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm gonna put a little spot of glue, well, maybe a big spot, okay. Push this down. Okay, that looks good. Just clip it for a second. Let that hold. So now we're gonna go back through this hole. And then like that. I just wanna make sure that the length is still good. Like so. Okay, did I pull that out? No, okay. All right, gonna make this a little shorter so it doesn't pull so much. Because there are still gonna be sheets in here, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay, let's see how that works. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you don't want it too loose because then, you know, what's the point, right? Okay, that's perfect. That looks really good, okay. Big glob, big glob, okay. I just love these elastic band closures. They're just so neat and tidy. I just went on Amazon and you can buy like little bunches of them, you know, different colors. And I'd like to get some more colors, but so far I've had everything always that I needed, but they're so cool. Cut off some of these excess strings because now we're gonna go ahead and lay down, well, first we need to do this, okay? We have to lay down this piece of fabric. And it's gonna mostly be covered, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, slather. Just like so. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, now let's put these down. How's the size? I think they might need to be trimmed a little bit in the length. Yeah, definitely in the length. And then how's the, yeah, that's gonna be really good. Okay, I'm gonna just trim the length a little bit by about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, how's this? Yeah, that looks good. And then our holes for our, you know, the signature, which will be one 10-page signature, are gonna go right in here. And yeah, that looks great. Okay. Okay. See, and this covers where the elastic band closure is glued. So, you know, no ugliness there. It really couldn't be easier. I feel like I should go back and make companion journals for all of my journals now. And it's fun. It's kind of fun to have like a little set. Okay. Oh, that's really nice. So what I want to do again is I want to do the hole on the outside for the same reason, because I want it to be clean. So I'm just gonna kind of make a little mark with my pen, and that's where the holes are gonna go, obviously. Okay, what do we got here? I'm gonna do this in the center. So we're at about 7.5, a little over. So that would be about 3 3/4, which would be right about here. Okay, and then let's come in about maybe 1/2 inch on each side. This one would be a little harder to see because there's flowers there. Okay, there, Yep, right here. Okay, not to worry about those because we're gonna punch holes right there. So that's that, okay. And crocodile again. And I think I'm gonna move it over to the 1/8 inch hole because that's a little too big, the 3/16. Okay. Now, if you don't have a crocodile, you can also use an awl, and that's what I started with, and it worked really fine. It really did. This is just a little easier. And there we go. All right. Okay, here are the signature papers. Now this can be used just for a writing journal. Now, it'd be a little harder to write on the really printed side, but this side is fairly open, as is this. And then of course the back sides are completely open. So I'm gonna kind of stagger these, or kind of do one printed and then one non-printed, that kind of order. Something like this. Okay, let's see here. And then need to decide, like, how do I want this to look? Do I want it to be so that, when you open it, it's like, this is the very first page, and that the other printed pages are on this side. We can do some reversals so that they're not all the same. You know what I mean? Like flip that this way. Leave that one. Flip that this way. And leave that one. Okay. That way it's not all the same. But I do really like this being sort of the front page. Isn't that pretty? So I'm just going to go ahead and fold these all together at once, because it's not that many, and it is 10 pages. Sit down. It might need a little trimming. We'll have to look here in a second. I've got the bone folder. Hey, that looks pretty good. Of course, we'll have to do the holes. We're gonna put our holes in here. Pretty? Yeah, okay, how does it fit? Oh yeah, we did make this a little shorter, so I need to trim these down, not by a lot, well, yeah, about 1/4 inch, okay. And then also here, and I think I'm gonna use the craft knife to do this, to take these off here, again, about 1/4 inch. So you just start, you don't try to go through all of them at once, you just kind of keep going until you get through. Very nice. Perfect, perfect, okay. Now, this side, which would have had a little bird beak anyway, so we would have had to trim it either way. I'm gonna go about like that. These would just be nice little notebooks to carry around, like in a handbag or backpack or something too. And they are actually refillable, and we'll talk about that. It isn't just a one and done. There, hey, that looks good. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, let me clean up a little. Okay, I'm gonna take bone folder again. Oops. That's really nice. Now I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna match up our holes. This is the lazy crafter's way. I don't know, it's how I like to do it. At least I know that they're absolutely going to be in the right spot. So measuring is good too. Okay, just gonna go like that. And that, and there. some paper clips on here to kind of hold these pages in place so they don't want to shift on me. They do like to do that. Okay, crocodile, the same 3/16 inch hole. Okay, where's our journal? Go like that. Okay. All right, we just have to sew them in, and this one is done. Now, we could put pockets on the inside of this. I don't know, I'll think about that before we're done, and we'll decide that. But very first thing we gotta do is get the signatures, or the signature sewn in, and I'm gonna use this embroidery thread. And let me grab my big needle. Generally, you wanna go 3 widths. This is just the length of it, so I'm just gonna go with it. It's also really hard to get the get a nice sharp edge to go through the hole, through the eye of the needle. So let me see if I can do it this. Oh, let's see here. Nice long tail, and I think I want the tie on the inside. I think that will look a little bit neater. So we're going to start in the middle, like we always do. Middle hole, and middle hole then on the actual book cover. This is such a pretty thread. I just love it. And then let's see. This will tell me if I got this in the right way. Yep, I did. Okay. And then through the upper hole, and then into the upper hole on the signature. Okay. This is basically just the way you construct, you know, any junk journal. And then through the bottom, and then back in through the center, and we want it to come out on, I want it to come out on the other side so that I can tie it. Gosh, I hope I have had you on the whole time. Sometimes I forget that I'm recording, and I'm so sorry. Okay, let's get this a little bit more even. There we go. And I'm gonna pull that nice and snug. It's a little trickier when you've got, you know, the embroidery thread, because it's 3 or more thickness here. And then I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to tie it again, and one last time just for good measure, just like that. That is nice. Okay, that's really pretty. And I'll probably trim this off a little bit. I might leave it, actually. It's kind of pretty. Okay, so let's pull these off. This. All right, that's it, you guys. Isn't that pretty? I think it looks so nice. Just like that. And that is a perfect little coordinate to this little book. I mean, we could put a couple of those little flowers on. Maybe we'll do that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, and then let me think on that. Okay, so in the other one, what we're gonna be doing is constructing the cover from inserts from my cat's Chewy order. My cat, Tom Hanks. I just recently did a little short with him in it. He's my little baby boy, and he is so cute, and he's such a little lover doll. But these are the inserts that come in his Chewy order. So we're going to glue these together, so we have 2-ply, and then we are going to do the tape and you know, make like the spine and everything. So first, let's start with this. I think what I want to do is, because there's going to be cardstock going over this. Do you see how some of these are, you know, they kind of have that little, it's not real strong, but that little bit of, I don't know what you call it, you know, but it's not completely smooth. It's where the cans make an indentation. Indentation, that's what it would be called. So I think because the cardstock will cover that nicely. And this one doesn't seem to be as bad. So, okay, the fabric will cover it too. So either way, it'll be good. So let's just get these glued together. Okay, really nice and 2-ply. Okay, and then let's take a strip of masking tape. We're gonna leave like a little gap for folding purposes. Let's do a little bit of glue here. Let's see, I do want this to be able to close. Nice, really nice. Okay, that's gonna work great. Okay, all right, so our fabric is, of course, it's beautiful black toile. It looks like the same scene that is on the big book is gonna be on the cover of this one too, which is kind of cool actually. So I'm just gonna get this centered, the same as the other one. We're gonna start with the corners and pull it on up. Okay, that looks really nice. I love this fabric so much. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So we're gonna have a black elastic band closure on this one for, you know, obvious reasons. So we're gonna go ahead and do the holes for that. This is so wet yet. I'm gonna go ahead and do the our center fabric while this is kind of drying a little bit. And it's just a little scrap. It's gonna go right there. Okay, nice, really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our little holes back here. And oh, this is gonna be interesting because it's all black. Let's see here, I'm gonna make this one first. Oof. I'm gonna go in this little light part so that I can see where I need to punch. And then I'm just gonna bring it down. This is gonna be tricky, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay. Okay, and let's get the elastic. Gosh, I hope this one's long enough. I think it is. Okay. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, is this straight? Yes, it is. Okay, okay. I am going to go wash my hands and I will be right back and we're gonna finish this one up. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it is better. I had glue everywhere. So this is gonna be a little bit different because we are not gonna be doing sewn in signatures. We're gonna be doing a little notebook. Let me get this covered, this guy. And it is going to be tucking into a slot in one of our side pieces, just like so. And then on the other side, of course, it'll be covered like this. And then I'm going to put a little pocket out of just a scrap of this, or maybe another scrap. We'll take a look at that. So we're going to be constructing one of these just so you can see how to do it if you haven't. But the main thing now is to get you know, a slit in here so that this piece of cardstock can slip down in there, and then as this gets used, you know, this can be replaced. And as far as that goes, in this one, you know, if this gets used up and written up, all you have to do is cut the thread, remove the pages, you know, fold another signature, and sew it back in. Super easy. This is not, like I said, a one and done. This can be, you know, used over and over and over again. That's what I kind of love about these little kinds of notebooks. They're just, you know, they're not just for pretties, they can be used. Okay, all right, so first thing is let's get a slit cut in here, and then we'll go ahead and glue both of these down. Now what I have to remember is I can't, you know, I can only glue around the exterior, right? Because if I glue inside, you know, if I glue it in, then I have closed up, you know, the hole that it's going to be going into. So another thing I think I need to do is maybe lay down another little piece to cover this so that it's smooth. Let's cut our slit first. Okay. All right. So we know it needs to be at least that long, a little bit wider so that it fits. Let's see. Okay, I accidentally got a little mark too low there, but that's okay because we're going to be cutting this, and we're just going to use the craft knife, and this is going to be covered, so we don't care about that little mark there. Okay. Let's see how that works. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Okay. So I'm going to take this off. I made this, I don't know, about an hour ago or so, and I feel like it's pretty good. So this is glued at the top, and then the sheets will just, you know, pull off one at a time as they're used. So that's going to work. So I just have to make sure that the glue is only going all around the perimeter. I did something like this when I did a little, it was like a little mini pocket notebook that I take to the grocery store with me, and I made a little notebook like this and with a slit, and it turned out really cute, and I use it all the time, by the way. So let's go ahead and get this down. I think it'll be okay. I don't think this is going to get caught on anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue it and hope for the best. Okay. Because that's the way I do it. Okay. And down that goes. Make sure that we're not too close to the center. Okay. Looks really good. And this, by the way, is one of the digital pages that I made for France and Flowers Black Toile, and I just printed it on cardstock, and I think it makes a really nice inside cover. Oh yeah, that's nice. That is really nice. Okay, so while this is drying, let's go ahead and construct one of these. So you can see how it's done. It's so easy, and you know, I'm sure that there are fancier ways, you know, to do it. This is just how I do it, and you know, I found them to hold together really well. So you take your, you know, little bunch of paper. This is just scrap paper that's cut off. These are just cut-offs from bigger paper, and I'm going to have like the shinier side towards the back so that it slides in easier. And then obviously this is the same width. Now this is a little bit shorter just because it was the scrap I have, but it doesn't matter. It's just gonna slide into the slot. So, you know, it doesn't have to be the whole length. I'm gonna get this down as snug and tight as I can. I'm gonna put on a couple of these binder clips. This is so technical. Not. Okay. And then I use PVA, which is tacky glue. Tacky glue is PVA, and that is what you know, the real, you know, the professional bookmakers use, as well as not necessarily tacky glue, but PVA. And then I'm just putting a nice little bead on here. I'm using an old brush, I'm just kind of smushing that in there, sort of. It's okay if you get some, you know, like on the front and the back. The worst that's going to happen is that you'll have a little on the front page and it'll, you know, come off when you tear off the front page. So I've got that in there really nice. And you want it to get down in there, you know, as best you can. Okay, so I'm going to do another little bead just for good measure. Okay. I'm just kind of patting that down, making sure it's in there really good. I'm even letting it go over the back a little bit. Okay. This is just like an old, you know, icky brush that I just use for glue and stuff. Don't use anything really good because, you know, you might ruin it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna kind of close this up. Actually, I'm gonna get this a little bit higher. Okay. And then I'm gonna close it up. And then that is going to dry clear. Okay, this will be the front, this is the back that's going into the slot. There we go, and that is what we have right here. And it looks great, and we don't care about this because this is going in the slot. Okay, so we've got this glued in. I went and did some digging because I wanted to see what else I could do to kind of decorate these up a little bit more. I was gonna do just a scrap of this cardstock as like a belly band or a pocket, but then I got to thinking maybe it would be nice to have something that's a little more contrasting. And you know, this little postcard embellishment, I'm gonna cut it down to size. It's not gonna be able to fit in, you know, full size, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it, and it kind of ties in with our little postcard design up here. So we'll have a cute little pocket. I'll go ahead and ink the sides of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this trimmed up, and then we'll get that down. And then for the front, I found this little applique, and if I place this properly, it is not gonna cover up our pretty lady, but I think it just adds a lot. Now, isn't that pretty? I know it's kind of black on black, but it is really pretty. So I could also, I suppose, go like that. I'm trying not to cover her up, so I could even just use part of it. So, you know, we'll decide that in a minute. But I just thought that having a little something on here, maybe actually just up in the corner. I like that. That's kind of pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so I trimmed it down. It looks a little funny, but now that I'm gonna ink it, it'll look better. It definitely looks like it got trimmed down, but that's okay. Okay, that is much better. Okay. All right, so we're gonna glue that down as a pocket. That's cute. I really like that. You know, I wonder, what if I did a little black over that too? That was Vintage Photo, but oh yeah, I like that. I feel like it needs to be a little bit darker. Yeah, I like that better. I like that. Just adds a little bit more definition, I guess. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's cute. Okay. Just like that. And that's going to stick really nicely to that cardstock here. Okay. Give that a minute. Okay, let's get our little notebook tucked into this little slit here. You might need to give it a little guidance. Okay. Oh, that looks really good. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love that. Okay, let's go ahead and go around to the front. And yeah, I think I like the idea of just something up in the corner. I can just cut this off. I can cut it off right about, let's see here. I'll just cut it off right here. Oh, that is pretty. Okay. And there we go. Isn't that pretty? Let's do the closure here. that is so pretty. I love it. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Okay, and then of course we've got our little notebook on the inside and a little pocket. Really, really nice. That is really a great little companion piece to black toile. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let's finish up lavender bouquets. And I did go ahead and dig out some of these little flowers that I put on the front of this one. And I think I'm just gonna dot a few of these little white ones around. I don't want a great big bow like the junk journal has. I don't have any more of the purple ones. I guess I used them on something else. I don't really remember, but I think if I just like sprinkle like 3 of them around, you know, a nice odd number, I think that'll look really, really nice. And I'm gonna put a little dot of glue under them as well. Like I said, we don't want this to get like really fat because, you know, it's supposed to just be, oh, that's cute. It's supposed to just be something kind of slim and to tuck in. I really like that. Okay. All right. Oh, so pretty. And that is how that goes together. And then of course in this one we have the signature with the lavender themed papers and hand-dyed papers, and it just turned out so pretty. So here, yeah, here's the 2 of them together. Doesn't that look really, really pretty together? They look great. All right, that was really fun. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.